So it all boils down to this. We spoke about the state of rugby, the state of the URC. This has to be up there with one of the best URC seasons ever, right? It's certainly the best URC season this far that I've witnessed as a South African in terms of how many places are still up for grabs, the amount of teams that's fighting for those places that's up for grabs. And it all boils down to this, the final round before we move into the playoffs. And we're going to chat all about round 18. So if this is your type of vibe with just fans coming together, talking about the game that we so love and adore, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join the community, go into the comment section, let me know what you think about all the games. But anyway, let's get into it. We're starting off on Friday night with the Stormers taking on Cardiff. The Stormers have been on scintillating form. Obviously, the big news, the return of Marnie Libbok in that 10 jersey. I'm excited, right? Obviously, you've got Sasha still on the bench. He'll probably feature in the playoffs and stuff, but obviously there was massive stories surrounding Marnie about him potentially leaving, going to Japan, asking for a release of the full contract, which is obviously massive. But this is a massive game for Cardiff as well, right? Like the Stormers have qualified. If you look at Cardiff, last week they were in 5th or 6th. I think it was 5th, to be honest, right? One loss, literally one loss at Loftus Versfeld against the Bulls. They find themselves in 9th. Outside of the playoffs. That is crazy. That just tells you how exciting the tournament has been this far. And unfortunately for Cardiff, right, it's such a bad thing, right, because they've played so well, they deserve to be in the playoffs. I don't see Cardiff winning, right? Obviously, I'm representing my team, the Stormers. Unfortunately, I just don't see them winning. Like the Stormers at Cape Town, they've been on great form. I know there's a couple of rotations when it comes to the Stormers, but they'll want to finish strong, get that 5th spot on lockdown, and then kind of look forward to the playoffs. Cardiff, obviously, they know they have a lot to play for still, right? This could be a massive moment for them. Imagine if Cardiff and Scarlets go through. How good that would be for Welsh rugby, right? Because if you think about the Welsh teams, it's usually the Ospreys. The Ospreys are really struggling, right? And then you have Cardiff that could pull up and make it to the playoffs, and then Scarlets, right? That would be great for the Welsh. But I've got to back my boys. I'm going the Stormers. I'll say it's going to be a scrappy performance, seeing that Cardiff always makes it tough to beat them. Let's go Stormers by 11 to 12 points. The Stormers still need a decent performance, but I think it might just end up being one of those scrappy games. Next up, also on Friday, you've got Edinburgh versus Ulster. Massive game. Must win for Edinburgh. They gave themselves the perfect opportunity to get in to the playoffs now. Now they have to take it forward. Ulster is a team that could obviously pull off the upset victory, but the fact of the matter is Edinburgh is playing at home. And when you're playing at the Hive with about 10,000 people there, making it sound like about 100,000, I got to back Edinburgh. They have to give themselves the opportunity to get over the line. They've been struggling this season. They've been struggling kind of ever since that first season that the South African teams kind of came in. Opportunity to go through, have to take it. Ulster's out of the running. Your choice is there. Just take it. Obviously, I saw the news that Edinburgh's like losing about 12 players. That's fucking crazy. That is a lot of players to lose. Big names as well. I mean, the likes of Jamie Ritchie, Ali Price. That is massive names to lose. So they'll probably want to send off or leave Edinburgh on a high note. Give themselves the opportunity to play in the playoffs. At home, in front of their crowd. You don't want that to be your final game, falling out right before the playoffs. Just my opinion. Well, I think that's everyone's opinion, to be fair. Then you've got the absolutely mammoth game. And I'll be watching this one closely. Also, Friday night, Munster versus Benetton. And we're sitting with a little dilemma. I brought it up before. We're sitting with this scenario of, I hope both of them can qualify. Right? Somehow, I hope both of them qualify. But let's say one of them falls out. You're either losing one of the rugby heritage teams, one of the rugby giants, one of the Irish giants in Munster, who's played in the Champions Cup, right? That means no Champions Cup for Munster next season, which is crazy to think about. Or you're losing the Italian giant, who's been playing so well. We've been giving Italy so much credit for how they've kind of pushed forward in the past few years. If you hear noise, someone's smacking a car or whatever outside my window, so my apologies. Benetton, everyone loves Benetton. Right? I think if you're neutral and just want to support a team, Benetton's a fun watch. Like, they always give you some good games. Everyone's voting for Benetton. The thing is with Munster, obviously there's this little rivalry between South Africa and Ireland, where like the South Africans always want Leinster and Munster to shit the bed. But I think it's good for rugby if Munster kind of still gets themselves in the top 8. So I'm going to back Munster at home. They've been there. They've done it before. Unfortunately, that would be in tears for Benetton. But I hope to some degree we could get a game that ends like, let's say 30-28, where both teams get a bonus point, Benetton gets a losing bonus point, and then somehow there's something in the water to make them finish, let's say, 8th. That would be sexy. I want Benetton in the playoffs. They deserve to be in the playoffs. They've been great, right? We need an Italian representative in there. Next up, we're going with the Bulls versus the Dragons. Okay. The Bulls are winning this game. They've been on a sensational run. They'll want to end it off on a high. I mean, at the start of the season, I spoke about how impressed I was by the Dragons in terms of how they've been playing. Not necessarily the victories, but the games. They pulled a couple of close ones. They had decent performances. They played some attractive rugby. And it just went all downhill. It just fell off a cliff completely. With the Bulls, on the other hand, they've just been gearing up. And obviously they want to secure that second place spot. So if we somehow see Munster going through and Munster plays Leinster, right, and Leinster gets knocked out, for instance, in the quarterfinals, right, I don't think that will happen. But let's say if that happens, that obviously gives the Bulls a massive advantage. Redemption from last season. They get to play a home semi-final. They get to play a home final. That would be massive for the Bulls. And the Bulls obviously feel confident on the road, seeing that they beat Munster on the road. They beat Glasgow also on the road. Bulls really on a high. Obviously this morning we heard the sad news of Cornel Hendricks that has passed away. It just came to mind. Obviously, rest in peace to Cornel Hendricks, and may there be love and respect to his family. Obviously, he's kind of one of those players. He only played 12 games for the Springboks, but he was such an impactful player. Like, everyone knows who's Cornel Hendricks. He was absolutely amazing for the Springboks in those 12 games. Amazing for our sevens team. He had a heart thing going, and then he had to retire. Miraculously came back. What was it, in 2019, played some sensational rugby for the Bulls again. I mean, I don't think it was a far stretch of the imagination to say it was too far away from getting another Springbok call-up. So, yeah, obviously, peace and love to his family. And I reckon that the Bulls, obviously, they'll have their tribute, and that will just put some more fire in the belly for the Bulls to come out and pull up a massive performance in that one. Then after that, we've got the Lions taking on the Ospreys, and it's a dead rubber game, this one. We don't need to go into it too much. I reckon just Lions at home. They'll want to finish the season strong. I reckon the Ospreys would probably want to do the same. But with the start of the season that the Lions had, and then the drop-off, they at least owe it to their fans to pull off a massive victory on this one. I wouldn't say by much, but just at least end off on a victory, get 5 points from it, just get some kind of redemption for the season. Zebre versus Cardiff. Have I called a home game on every single one of these? I said Zebra's going to get another victory. They haven't got another victory yet. I'm going to back them to get a victory. I said they'll get another victory, but then they drew against Edinburgh. I'm calling upset victory. It's in Palma. Give me Zebre to beat Cardiff. They've kind of just fell off at the end as well. I mean, they also had a decent start to the season. I thought, like, this looks like a team to look out for. Zebre has been really impressive for the Italian team compared to what the expectations were, right, or their normal standards are. With how they've been playing this season, yes, they're still in second last, but I mean, they're sitting on 29 points while the Dragons sitting in 9. I mean, they're close to Connacht as well. I mean, imagine if Zebre can end above 30 points, literally 1 point behind, for instance, Connacht. That would be absolutely massive for them, be massive for the growth and the next expectations for Zebre and Italian rugby. Obviously, touring down to South Africa, imagine if you can have a Zebre that's performed way out of their league in terms of brilliantness, and then you have Benetton also playing in the playoffs. That's great for Italian rugby. Who wouldn't want a great Italian team? So let's go with Zebre to get the victory on this one. Sharks taking on the Scarlets. This could be massive, right? Because we could be sitting with this situation where if Cardiff loses and Scarlets also lose, and some stuff happens down below, where Scarlets can drop out. And then instead of me talking about, in the start of the video, 2 Welsh teams going through, we could be talking about no Welsh teams going through. Scarlets literally, if I'm not mistaken, Scarlets needed 1 point. Something like that, right? Or 2 points. This will be a massive performance by the Scarlets. They will put up a fight. The Sharks have this thing where they just keep people in the game. They've got the best team on paper, but they just keep people in the game. Now, obviously, the Sharks, they've got their spot secured. A victory for them means that they can go above Glasgow. Glasgow's playing Leinster, so they'll fancy their chances to go into third. I'm going to back the Sharks to get it done. It's at home. They've been on good form as well. They've just kept on ticking along, which is obviously what you want. So I'm going to keep it like that, but I do reckon the Scarlets will put up a fight and get within, let's say, 5 points, get that bonus point, maybe even score the 4 tries if they really push for it to secure that playoff spot. But this is a game to keep your eye on, because there's so much riding on it, right? Because difference between third and fourth, you can get a home quarterfinal, maybe an upset makes you get a home semi-final as well. Could be massive. So that third and fourth place playoff is massive. It's massive for Welsh rugby, because the Scarlets are the most likely team to go through. And you could sit in a situation, instead of 2, you get none. Right? So Scarlets, you have to put up a performance in this one. And then finally, you've got Leinster taking on Glasgow. Now, I haven't seen the team sheets, but I'm pretty sure Leinster will probably still play full strength. I mean, this is number 1 versus number 3. This is a massive game for Glasgow. Glasgow needs to win this one to get that quarterfinal and semi-final at home, because we know how much better they are when they play at home. So, but I'm still going to back Leinster. I mean, you look at that performance that they put up against Zebre. Right, Zebre obviously got absolutely hammered in that game, but Munster, different beast. All their focus are on the URC now. Obviously, last season as well, kind of, with the final. But was it the final? No, the semi-final. But all their focus is on the URC now. So they have to focus up, play your strongest team. No remorse, no mercy. Just go out there and smash it. I think Leinster will probably be too strong. I mean, they met in the Champions Cup semi-final, quarter-final. And that was a battering. What was that? 52-0 or something like that? Can you see it happening again at the Aviva? Glasgow's really been struggling. I'm going with a convincing victory for Leinster. Glasgow's obviously got a million injuries. This is purely based on if Leinster plays their strongest team. I'm not sure what team Leinster's playing. So let's go with Leinster by about 18 points. And that's it. And that'll give you the top 8. Well, in my opinion. You got, if it all plays out like I'm thinking it will, we'll probably have a scenario where it's Leinster, Bulls, Sharks, Glasgow, Stormers, Munster, Edinburgh, and then potentially it's either Scarlets or Benetton. Oh, saucy. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.